All right, we're gonna do the music in 3, 2, 1. Greetings and welcome to another episode of Questlog, the weekly show about video games old and new. My name is Tyler Everett. I am joined, as always, by my good friends, Brian Maxwell. Hi, Brian.
Good evening.
Kat Maxwell.
Hello.
It's May 13th still? May 13th.
It's May 13th.
Few more minutes.
And we also got a Luke Phillips.
Hello. A little bit under the weather this weekend, so I apologize for any coughing or sniffling that may happen.
It's quite all right. We're just happy that you made it and that you're alive.
Yes, me too. Good to be alive.
It's good to be back too. We missed a week. Sorry, everybody. We didn't want it
Episode
to
31.
happen. Yeah, episode 31. Here we are.
It's a prime number.
Ready to do the damn thing. I appreciate that you're always willing to find the mathematical qualities of our episode numbers and present that as a value proposition to our listeners.
Lonely.
Yeah.
It's one of the lonely numbers.
One of the loneliest,
Not
you
the
might say.
loneliest.
Right, that's true. That's true. Aaron Crane couldn't be with us because it's sleepy time. We did this thing late.
Reasons.
It's not his fault. It's not his fault. He may
He said he was going
jump
to talk
in
about
here.
the snake again, so we kicked him out of the group.
Yeah, Snake Chat got axed. Sorry.
Yep.
Crane's been,
Had to do it.
Crane's been removed.
Sorry, not sorry.
Want me to fill in for him?
No,
I know a bit
no,
about the snake.
no,
I can do this.
No, Luke, you can
No?
keep your snake to yourself. And,
Okay,
I got
we'll
the
just,
snake's
just
page on
power on
Wikipedia
the
up right here if you want to get into it.
Did he make a Facebook page for it yet?
phone. Oh, I hope so. I really do. Well, if he wakes up and stumbles in here, we'll add him in. We're trying to schedule. Let me kill this music so I'm not talking over it. We're trying to do a spoiler show for What Remains of Edith Finch. So we're gonna try to do that tonight. But if Kring isn't around, we'll wait and just get everybody in there and just reschedule that for another night. But in the meantime, let's get into what we've been playing. Alrighty, so we haven't talked about Heroes of the Storm enough on the show. I think.
What's the game?
Yeah, it's called Heroes of the Storm. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a online mobile battle arena, I think. Is what
It's a hero brawler, right?
hero brawler of sorts, you might call it. No, we've kind of skipped out on it on the last couple of shows, or at least not touched on it much. But we've been playing it a lot. The Heroes 2.0 launch has been really cool, and yeah, I've been playing the crap out of Heroes again, which feels good.
I've been getting some MVP wins on non-support heroes, which feels nice.
Yeah, we've had some ups and downs, but they've been, I don't know, mostly been pretty good. Luke, you even got in there with us a little bit.
Yeah, I played, I think, 2 games.
2 games, yeah, 2 games.
Lost both.
It wasn't great. We got a brand new map that none of us had really played on before, and a new hero. Can you hear me now? Are we good?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, there it is. All right, sweet. So yeah, new maps that none of us had really played on, and a new hero we were trying to dissect. It was not the smoothest of experiences.
No, it was not smooth. We got the loot crates that they dished out. That was kind of
Yes.
fun for about 15 minutes, opening those up and seeing what I got. Ended up getting Genji right away, which was just released that day. So that was kind of cool, getting
He's actually
free
fun. I kind of like
legendary character, and reminds me of a hodgepodge of a few different League of Legends heroes mixed together, and fun to play.
Yeah,
But
I've really taken a liking to him, playing him in the game that we're streaming right here, and yeah, I have a lot of fun on Genji. He's good.
Is that my Vala?
I think you were on. No, I think
Yeah.
maybe.
Was it?
No,
Yeah.
you just died. Yes, Vala.
yes, no.
Yeah, it was Vala. Yeah, it's I have the feeling that it didn't do what I hoped it would do though for you, Luke. It didn't cure your issues that you've had with MOBAs recently.
It did not reignite any sparks at all.
No,
Not in the least bit.
well, it's too bad. But
I gave it a fair chance, I believe.
you did, yeah. I mean, it was just the one time.
You knew
It
what this
happened.
was, Tyler.
But yeah, I knew what this was. Yeah, he came in to get his loots and get out, and that's fine. I'm okay with
That's
that.
exactly what I did.
Well, just
See,
know that
I'm
there's
not
an
alone.
open invitation to all of you to come join us and share in the ups and downs. It's a roller coaster ride, baby. You just gotta be okay with that. It's peaks and valleys.
You
Now,
win half your games means you lose half of them.
Yep.
You're gonna have
Losing's
some
not
nights
the
where
hard part. It's
people
I don't
getting
like playing with people.
to be fair, it's not just Heroes, it's all MOBAs in general. Because I haven't touched League of Legends in a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. And I used to play that quite a bit. So that whole genre has just been axed out of my scene.
Is
you
it
get
a
people
combination?
doing like games that are competitive where they can communicate anonymously, and of course, just the worst parts of people are going to come out.
Yeah, the worst parts of people, the frustration of sitting there and being like, why are we losing this? We are better than this. And it's just not fun.
That's the part I don't know. I think that's what keeps me coming back is this feeling that I can always be better at it. Like we've talked before about Brian, especially when we get talking about rank and stuff. It's like, well, I'm never going to be Grandmaster, so what does it matter? But at the same point, even if it's small progression, I do like that feeling of like, hey, last week I was doing this thing that was really stupid and getting me killed, and I was out of position, and I kept dying in this way, and I finally recognized that and corrected it. And now I'm X amount better, and I'm starting to win more games. Like that kind of stuff.
It's the small details.
Those little bits of progression are something that keep me coming back to it. And again, I think it's because we've just glommed onto this one game. Like this is one thing we can keep practicing, and that we're already invested in. But yeah, it's good. It's better than ever. Anyone wants to?
It might be something similar
join
to
us.
like why I don't play the Dark Souls games either. So I don't want to play and just
Punishing.
get hammered
Punishing
and
gameplay.
polished and beat up and time after time. That's frustrating to me.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't like taking one wrong step and then I'm demolished and I get yelled at.
It's not for me.
Well, that's all right. Open invitation to anyone, though. Seriously, throw us an email, mail@questlogcast.com. We'll get you our battle tags. We'll show you the ropes. It's not that scary. It's better if you have somebody holding your hand.
It is.
Well, cool. Well, Kat, we haven't heard from you in a long time, so I want to get into some of your games here. Murdered Soul Suspect is one that you picked up.
Yes. Brian bought me that game on a whim that I'd like it.
Mm-hmm.
And it is like an adventure. I would call it an adventure game. You are playing as a detective who gets murdered, and he has to solve his murder.
Solve his own
And the
murder?
game- What's that?
He has to solve his own murder?
Yep, it's like supernatural stuff.
Yeah, he's a ghost. There's demons, there's ghosts, there's mediums and humans, and
Are there smalls and larges? Sorry, go on. I'll fix it post. It's fine.
Oh, man. No, it was good.
it's set in the town of Salem, and with its history, it kind of goes really neat with the witch hangings and whatnot. And there's a whole history behind that in itself. You can see here, you can poltergeist certain items. There is a little bit of combat in the game. It's the only aspect of the game I really didn't like at first, until I found out you didn't really have to rush it. You have to kind of sneak up behind the demons and take them down, but once you get the hang of it, it's perfectly fine.
So your character here, I see these like red like holes in his back. Like are those bullet holes? Did he get?
That's how he
buckshot across his
died.
back?
Yep, and he's essentially like he was a bad guy turned cop turned ghost, and he has to go through the town of Salem. You can help their side quest, which is really cool. You can help other ghosts solve their kind of dilemma of what can help them pass on. Like, he can't move on until he solves his murder. So you're going through, you can possess people and you can read their thoughts. Sometimes you can influence them to do things, especially like at the police station. You can look at certain items because you have to build clues. So you go from place to place, solving a specific mystery at that place, and it all comes down to solving the big mystery.
Cool. Does it what's like the time period that it takes place in?
Modern day. It's
Okay.
not like at Salem. It's just kind of, that's how he
You
dresses.
possessed a cat.
Yeah, I possessed a cat.
Cat life. It's pretty
Cat
good.
was flopping around there for a minute. Dan's cat.
The cat was the hardest part at first for me to figure out how to move around. I could not figure out how to move around as the cat, and then I think because I looked away when it explained how to use the controls. So.
Meow was mapped to your Y button.
Yep,
It's
Is there a
important.
hairball button?
it's their hairball button.
Did you use it, 3 in the morning?
Press A to present butthole.
Well,
Show title. Anyway, that looks cool. I like the art style of this. Like the kind of like everything's muted gray, but there's kind of like the neon lights and stuff highlighting the supernatural things. That's kind of cool.
yeah, I couldn't figure out how to jump, how to move around as the cat. And then here, like, I brought it up so you could see, like, what finding all, like, you find story pieces throughout each place, and you kind of learn his past, you learn about the people that you're helping. It's really neat.
Cool.
Did you finish it?
Yeah.
I did finish it. Yep. But unless someone wants to play it, I'm not gonna. I won't spoil anything.
Is it a PS? I thought there was a PS3 era
Steam.
game. Steam?
Was
It
it?
might be. You played it on Steam.
Mhm.
I think it's on other platforms too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Well, good stuff. Would you recommend it? Recommend other people check it out?
Absolutely. I found it, as far as adventure games, I found it really fun. Like, I wanted to keep playing it. I felt very engrossed by the story. And the story, of course, is the number one thing for adventure gamers. You want to feel involved.
Get
Yeah.
off the table.
I got on the table.
Yeah, no one's upset about that.
And those things you see, like the demon pitfalls, they will kill you. And they are essentially boundary, like, they're your magic barriers.
Gotcha. You don't want poor kitty getting sucked down to hell.
Yeah.
That
No.
would be good.
But when you are the cat, or if you possess like the priest, like you saw in the beginning, you can go over them. You
down
can't
there.
just do it as as
That's that
yourself,
priest.
as a ghost.
Well, that's cool. I remember
Very cool.
seeing this. This game's been out for a long time. This is an older one, but it looks like it holds up. That's cool.
Yeah, I think it does.
Good stuff. Well, Brian, you want to kick Persona 5 around a little bit? Let me know what's going on in there.
Yeah, there's not a lot of. I don't have a lot of kicking for you there. I just finished the 4th Palace. I'm in like mid-August
Uh-oh.
in the story.
Can we show this? Are we gonna get taken down?
No, we're still safe. I think it's
Okay.
November is the
Oh, November. Okay.
that's the
Oh,
point.
we
where
still
you're
gotta
not
wait
supposed
to go then.
It's supposed to show.
Every time I get a gameplay clip of this, I check the date and I'm like, oh shit, is that past the time when we're supposed to not do this?
Yeah, we're still safe.
All right, cool.
I'm glad to be done with this palace because it was set in like an Egyptian
Oh,
pyramid.
did you finish it?
Yep. And there's a lot of like little puzzles and traps and pull the lever in this room and then go to that room and see if the boulder fell and just fuck all that stuff. Got no patience for it. Especially when I take a break for a few days and come back. I'm like, where was this lever again? Yeah.
Ain't no one got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
The
Yeah.
whole, like, compared to Persona 3, for me, the whole style of the games pretty neat, but it looks like more like comic booky looking this time around.
It does. Persona 3 had this kind of overbearing sense of dread in the background the whole time that isn't there for this.
No.
Yeah, it's...
You got a sword. You just got a sword?
Yep, an S word.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Well, this game appeals to me more. I hadn't seen any swords before this. You never told me there were swords in this game, Brian.
Yeah.
Okay, well, see?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
There's a whip sword.
I'm still very much into this game.
I know we might as well just kick over to this one. You've been playing a lot of Nier, maybe a little more Nier than Persona
Yep.
past couple weeks.
I went heavier into Nier the last couple weeks, and I finished my third and final playthrough of it.
Jesus,
God,
these
I
weapons are
tried to play it
ridiculous.
too.
Yep, I have some 9S footage and some A2 footage. There's the she's the third character that you can play as in the game. Your
How
third
different was
playthrough.
the third playthrough?
What's that?
So how different was the third playthrough? Which you might have
Super
been
different.
saying as
Completely different. Yeah, the second playthrough was like, it's pretty much the same story, and you get some different background. And you see some different stuff as 9S, but it's the same story. The third playthrough is everything gets flipped on its head. Like the third playthrough is just crazy.
So, like, are you... I don't want to give too much of it away or anything, especially since I'm planning on playing this game. But, like...
Me too.
If the first one is kind of retreading the same, or the second playthrough is retreading the same ground, like, are you going to whole new places and stuff? Or are you still kind of going through the same environments, just with a whole different...
It's the same environments and the same story beats. Like there are points where 9S goes off and does something different and then gets back together with 2B.
Okay.
But it's the same main story. It was also a lot faster though. Like you
Gotcha.
keep your levels, you keep your gear, you keep your quest progress and all your side quests. So I burned through the second playthrough and I don't know, I think it was less than 10 hours.
Gotcha.
That's still respectable though for a second playthrough.
Mm-hmm.
When a lot of AAA games are 10 to 12 hours for one playthrough and that's it. That's all you get.
I think I put like about 50 in for all three.
Yeah, that's real good.
Yeah, there's a lot of like philosophical questions this game asks, and like a lot of it revolves around what do soldiers do when there's no more war. It's pretty. Down you go, pumpkin. It's pretty interesting stuff. It's right in my wheelhouse. Like there's a lot of things about separating into us and them, and like 9S keeps saying, well, like they're just robots, so it doesn't matter. Like they don't feel anything. They're just trying to mimic humans. Doesn't matter. They're just machines. And I'm thinking, you're just a machine too. Like you're androids. Saying these are just machines. They can't feel things. So it's kind of, there's some interesting parallels there with, nope, they look different. So.
Is
Did they ever get referred to as toasters?
No, I'm sorry.
Ah, darn it.
Not until this moment.
Missed opportunity, Japan.
Can you avoid the hacking mini games?
Not entirely, no. The hacking minigames I thought were difficult the first few times, but I latched onto them pretty quick. But I like twin stick shooters, so.
There was a +1 that just kept just going over top of your head there. What was that
Health
about?
regeneration.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I've got a chip that'll regenerate health.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm
You took
glad
a
I
gnarly
played it.
fall there.
Yeah.
The animations are so smooth in this game. That's something that I'm noticing. Like the combat, I don't know, the way everything transitions and moves is really, really smooth. It's cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful and tragic, and it's probably my game of the year so far.
Wow.
I don't
Not
want to
something you were
oversell it.
expecting out of
No.
this, the packaging.
It might be something that appeals to me specifically more than the general populace. I think a lot of there's a lot about this that's in my wheelhouse specifically, but yeah, can't recommend it highly enough.
That's awesome.
And it's funny because my saves are all gone.
You
Like,
mentioned
with the
that,
ending
yeah.
of the game, and like there's no real spoilers here, but like the final credits, it's a twin stick shooter. Like the names are coming down and you're shooting them just to keep it interesting, I think. And it gets to a point to where it's pretty much impossible. It's just overwhelming and the game keeps asking you if you want to give up, and you say no, and you say no, and you say no, and then it asks if you want help, and then it says, like, John Bob X, 52 wants to help you, and I'm like, okay, sure. So it brings in more ships and shields, and it gets much easier, and like I got through it, and then it was like, okay, like there are people struggling, like, do you want to help them? I say sure, and it's like, well, everything's going to be lost if you do this. Are you sure you want to help, the other players who are struggling? And I say yes. So it, over the course of a minute or so, it shows it like going into the menus and like all my gear, all my chips, all my items, all my saves being deleted. And it's like, yep,
Wow.
everything's gone.
That's crazy. So I wonder
was
if
done.
that's like if that's like some kind of like social experiment, like if eventually that runs out and there's nobody left to donate
Probably.
their saves, if that like if people just can no longer get through the credits. That'd be really cool.
That would be neat.
Something we'll find out in like 6 to 8 months from now.
How cool, how like that would be awesome PR for a game if it's like, hey, that thing that you guys all did, like, well, nobody's done it in a while, and now players are like literally unable to finish
Maybe I
that.
should play
That'd
the
be
game
cool.
right away.
Well, there's probably a message there too, as far as, hey, like, your war is over. Do you want to,
Help someone
give your
else.
life to help someone else because your purpose is gone now?
That's cool. It's real cool.
So
And
deep.
that option only happens after the third playthrough, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty neat.
I hope you get to play it. It's
I'll
memorable.
play it before the end of the year, if not for nothing else, just to make sure that like we have some a well-rounded representation for game of
right,
the year.
right. Balance.
The aesthetic doesn't do a ton for me, and I've kind of said that since the beginning. But like everything else does, the story, like the surroundings, the way the combat is, the story that you've explained, like all that stuff works. It's
Yep.
it's one minor gripe with it, so I'm definitely willing to throw some money at it. It's just
I think you're
when the time
I think
comes.
you're wired in such a way to be able to appreciate the questions that it asks. And,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Well, cool. I'm glad you wrapped it up and got to see it all the way to the bitter end.
One
And
final
honestly-
question for Brian.
Yes.
Being that you've played it through 3 times and you know it inside and out,
hmm
is there any interest in the GDQ speedrun that's coming up?
Is it just? Are they just doing? Do you know if it's like 2B's story? Is it just
It would be the first playthrough.
ending A? Okay. I'll watch it to see how glitchy it is. If it's super glitchy, then I don't care. But yeah, I'm curious.
Speaking of endings, I got one Brian didn't get on my first playthrough.
Yeah, there are 26 endings. I think I got like 6 or 7.
It's because I died.
She died early on, and it was like, well, you died and the machines took over. GG.
Just kidding.
Yep.
Nice.
That's funny.
Yeah, I was glad to be done with it, because between Persona and Nier and Edith Finch, boy, it's been a lot of heavy, serious games lately, and that's just, I'd like to crack a smile at some point when I'm playing a game.
To answer your question, Brian, it's ending A, normal difficulty, one-handed.
That's right, one-handed.
Yep.
Sure, yeah. Yep, I'll tune in for that.
Give that a look. Well, we've mentioned Edith Finch a couple times here, and all of us have played that.
I'll keep or whatever. I think it's a one-handed gamer who's going to be.
Yep.
doing
He's
the
one
run.
hand.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Well, since we all played Edith Finch this week, let's touch on that briefly here, without going into any crazy spoilers. So, What Remains of Edith Finch is an adventure game, kind of. It's
It's
Walking
a sto-
simulator.
Yeah,
it's a walking
it's
simulator, yes. How would you describe it?
Slow walking simulator.
You
story
played through
adventure.
this faster than
Hey.
anyone I've ever known.
Yeah, Luke's
Tragic
5 years
comedy? It's a tragic comedy, I
It's a
think.
tragic
Yes.
Oh,
comedy.
Luke, I'm gonna kick you.
Oh, you are not going to like me for the spit cat.
So,
Oh, I heard some of your stuff while you were playing it when I was laying in bed. I heard you. And I'm like, really, Luke? Really?
So yeah, without going into any spoilers, we all had definitely different reactions to it, which is kind of, I think that's interesting. It's it's like life.
Well,
we all read things
so
differently.
the quick and dirty story is that it's your family's big old crazy mansion that you're returning to. Whenever a family member would die, they would seal off their room like permanently. So you're going back and exploring the house and all the rooms that you were never able to see.
And their family is cursed.
And their family, yeah, a lot of people die young in the family.
Yep, it's a crazy, eccentric kind of thing, and you get to experience these people's lives through their writing. It's usually they've written something shortly before.
Right. Like you pick up a diary and then it takes you into a flashback where you're playing as that person on their last day or in their last moments.
Yep. It's something. It was really something. It had elements of other games that are kind of like this, Firewatch, Gone Home. Parts of it reminded me a lot of Life is Strange. Just there's somewhat supernatural things going on, or seemingly supernatural things going on.
It took me a while to get to get the feel of that, because I was like, this doesn't seem like it's real. Like this story that I'm playing through, this seems like fantasy weirdness, but I don't know. Like you compared it to the movie Big Fish.
Yes.
Which I think was pretty apt, because like I think there are elements of the story that are real, but it's told in a very fantastical way. I thought of like Wes Anderson and the Royal Tenenbaums, just like the way the house feels. Like every room has its own very like unique style to it, and there's a lot of really neat like secret passageways throughout the house, and it feels like a Wes Anderson set.
There was a line. Edith Finch, the titular character, does the narration throughout, and there's a line where she says something like that she thinks that the people who wrote these stories believe that they were real, and the game doesn't necessarily try to answer that one way or another. It just suggests a lot of things. It's definitely something I think everyone should play through. It's short.
It's a quick game.
You can do it in 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it in 2.
Yeah.
I have to look
Single
at Luke's
sitting.
playthrough. It seemed even quicker than that, I think. But
I
Steam
think the
says
best part of the
116
game for the
minutes.
house. I liked exploring the house better than any of the vignettes, honestly. Just looking at the house, it feels real and lived in, and all the pictures on the walls.
Read the books? Did you read the book titles and stuff?
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
fascinating.
a lot of cooking books and stuff. It was cool. I love games like this that take the time to just really get into the different characters. Like you get to learn so much about them through the environment. That's one of my favorite things about games like Skyrim, you know, like just exploring and having the world tell you the story without having to like read it or watch something. There's a lot of that going on
At your own
house.
pace. There's as much or as little as you care to learn. Yeah.
Yeah. Luke saw things that I didn't see when I played through it. Like you took the time to go up to that fence and look through like a hole,
Yeah.
a knot in the wood or something like that. I didn't see that little part because I just
Same.
took a different path. So there is somewhat of a desire to replay this just to see if there's anything I missed.
I
yeah.
guessed a couple things about the game, and I was spot on
Yeah.
with it, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah. We'll definitely.
Yeah,
have
I
to
guessed a
sit
few
down and-
things about the game as well, and mostly right about the outcomes.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking to do a spoiler episode of this, hopefully sometime in the next week.
Yeah.
You know, sit down for an hour, get into the details, and hash it out.
Yep.
I know you guys thoroughly enjoyed it. I can say I did not. A few of the little cinematics were pretty fun, but it just did nothing for me. It did not
Not your
draw
kind
me
of game. I
in.
didn't think it would be.
I didn't
Luke
care
doesn't have a
about.
kind of game.
I didn't care about any of the people that I was reading about.
Yeah, here's the thing though, and I think maybe we can talk about this without, this isn't really spoilery. You are not in the same headspace as any of us when you played this, and you dismissed that. But I think there's something to that because, like, take for example, so I played it after Brian was like, "You really need to check this thing out. It's something that you will dig, and it's kind of heavy and whatever." So like, I'm home all alone all day. I've been working all week. It's been a real rough week, and I sat down and played this in complete and total isolation, and it tore me up. Like I was distraught after a few of these things. They really hit home for me, and I was able to sit there and kind of examine them and think about them, and even after the vignette, I'd go back and explore the room more and just take it all in. Luke, you've had two chuckleheads, Brian and I, viewing you while you did this. You were broadcasting it to the entire internet on Twitch, and you were trying to get through it as quick as possible because you're dying of the plague in this process. So I don't think you were in the same capacity to really go through and feel this thing the way that I was.
It was also a Friday. I worked all week. It had been a hellish week, and was home by myself.
Yeah, but you were also doing it for an audience. I think that changes things a lot. If I had played this on Twitch with people watching and commenting on everything, I don't think I definitely wouldn't have had the same reaction. I definitely
Now, the other
cried
part is
or
that
anything
I
like
had
that.
seen part of this being streamed last weekend. Saw it and was like, this isn't for me. I'm not going to try it. And then all week was told, you got to play this. You got to play this. It's so good. So fine, I'll do it.
Well, if nothing else, like the rest of us had played it, so
Yeah.
Peer pressure.
So
There was a 2-hour
hashtag
investment.
balance.
Yeah, I just feel like if you would have just played it and not streamed it and not had us watching you do it, I think it would have hit you a little harder than it did.
Maybe,
he likes
but
Gone Home, and I always say this, I'm done trying to figure you out because
Yeah, I know.
I can't.
the thing with Gone Home though is
You played
you've
it
got-
alone. Sorry, go ahead.
It's all exploration. It's all
The thing with
exploration.
Gone Home is
Like,
you
none of
go in
it's
there
served up
and
to you.
it's not a excuse me. You don't read one thing and find out what happened to the person.
Mhm.
It's you read something and you're like, oh, this is a horror game. Okay. You read something else about the person. Oh, this is a murder mystery game. Okay. Then you find something else about that person, and it's a completely different game. Whereas this was, you find a way into a bedroom, which there's no clever puzzles to that at all. It just highlights it for you, and you go in there.
Mhm.
Like, just let me go through the door as opposed to this roundabout way. You go in there, you look at a few things. Okay, this is a kid's bedroom. You read their journal, and you're done, and you move on. There's no investment for them.
I disagree.
I do too, because especially in the case of some of these characters, like I don't want to again, I don't want to jump too we don't want to jump too far into this, but you're like you get to see their parents and then their kids, and then you're seeing like a whole generation of people. You're putting together this story. Like Sam especially was one of the more interesting ones for me, and you get to see like what happens to his brother really early on, and his other brother, and then his children, and all this stuff, and you get kind of a complete picture of the character. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you're just trying to like run through each room, you maybe don't pick up on that as much.
Luke,
That's the thing. I wasn't even trying to run through each room. Like, I would stop and look around again and be like, is there any more shiny things that I'm missing? No?
I think you were playing kind of like a detached sort of way. But Luke, I gotta say, you were terrible at this game. You died constantly in every way possible. So don't hate the game.
Well, you're not wrong about that.
Good,
I
good.
did die a lot.
Good. Well, anyway, keep an ear out. We'll post some stuff when we decide to do a deep dive into this and spoil the crap out of it.
I did thoroughly enjoy streaming it, though. That
Yeah,
part
it was a good
fun.
time.
I'm
It
glad
was a
you
good
guys
time.
came along for the ride.
We cracked lots of jokes. It was a hilarious thing. This game. Well, let's Luke, you and I, let's keep this train going. We played a little bit more of that Switch. Play a little of that
yeah.
Mario Kart.
Where,
How do you
we
like a
both
Mario
have,
Kart 8?
Where we both have different experiences with the same game.
Yeah, once again. This time I won't grill you so hard about it though.
Mario Kart is Mario Kart.
Yeah, that's
Confirmed.
accurate.
had Mike over last weekend, and we were going somewhere, but had an hour or two before we had to leave. And I was like, hey, let's fire up Mario Kart. Went from chill and relaxed to I fucking hate my life in about 2 laps.
That's funny.
It's definitely a party game. I just can't play it by myself, but I think it's one of those games where the more people are there, the better it is.
Yeah, I could see that. I've had a couple.
Where did it go wrong, Luke? What happened? Who
No,
hurt
it's
you?
just the AI. It's just that.
Oh, just
Yeah.
driving along, getting shot up.
Yeah, there's no way to avoid it. Just running around. Oh, blue shell. Boom, I'm in 5th place.
Yeah, that part's rough.
It's all luck, no skill.
Yeah, I mean, there are certain things you can get better at. There's ways to like make up your deficit, but when you get blue shelled and then red shelled and then, you know, whatever, like at the finish line, basically on your third lap, there's
Right.
nothing you can really do about that. That's
You
just
get knocked
bad luck.
down, and everyone takes a shot at you as they pass you.
Yeah. Yep. Yep, and that does happen. But I mean, yeah, once I kind of just accepted that was Mario Kart, I've been having a lot more fun with it. I've been playing it with other people too. Like my sister came to town. She lives in Georgia, and her husband actually he makes games. He works for High Res Studios, and he hadn't got a chance to play this yet. So I let my daughter teach them how to play Mario Kart. It was really cute. Like we got the Joy-Cons out and sat in the living room on the floor with the Switch propped up and just played it right there. It was really cool. She got to show him how to do it. And my daughter really likes to tell other people what to do. She'll stop looking at her own screen and just, make sure you're using your item. She's just like, throw it. When I'm holding the bananas or whatever. So this is gameplay of me and her playing together. And yeah, she's on the left right now, and I'm on the right. But yeah, it's good fun. I love some Mario Kart.
Glad it's working out for you.
Mm-hmm.
Glad the Switch isn't just a one-trick pony.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be, I mean, ultimately for me, I know it's going to be different from everyone, but for me it's mostly my portable system now. It's I grab it and go sit in the living room and my daughter's watching Netflix and I can play Zelda or Mario Kart, get a few things out. If I can't sleep, I'll grab it and play it in bed for a little while until I'm tired of running these tracks. I've managed to get all gold on the 150cc circuits, so
Nice.
I'm making some progress. But yeah, I'm
Luke?
excited.
Yes.
Are you done with it?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, I just think it's going to be mostly reserved when people are over.
Yeah, there isn't a whole lot of progression really within it either. I think with this version, you get most of
Everything's
the
unlocked.
characters.
Yeah.
The only thing you unlock is like more vehicle customization. Like I unlocked Link's motorcycle after getting like 700 coins or 750 coins or something like that. So that was kind of cool. But it's really like each vehicle has different stats, but they don't matter a ton. Like the
Right. Weight and
racer
handling, top
Yeah.
speed, all that good
Track.
stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
the character matters, I think, more than the vehicle in that case. Like
Really?
I think so. Yeah, like Link is lighter, so he accelerates quicker, but he doesn't have as high a top speed. Somebody like Wario or Bowser, they're
Right.
heavier, so they go faster.
Spins
but they
out
don't
easy,
accelerate.
high
Yeah,
top speed.
right. So I don't know. I think that stuff matters more than which vehicle you put them on, but that does change the sliders a little bit. You can kind of compensate for that and get more well-rounded or lean into those things if you want. But yeah, it's interesting. It's hard to care much about that stuff though when, like Luke said, you can just get turtle shelled to death or get smoked by somebody who's in last place. So
Yeah. Now, the part that was fun is when Mike and I did end up racing by each other and one would throw a shell at someone and be like, "You did that, didn't you?" And we'd swear. And yeah, that was good fun back and forth. But it's just that last half lap just takes away so much of the fun.
Seems like you gotta like hang back and third place and then make your move at the very end before they can get you.
You either got to be so much
That's
better
just not
that you're
racing.
so far ahead, or you have to, kind of plan for
So-
disaster.
This is not a realistic racing simulation.
Isn't it though?
Yeah,
I don't know. It looks pretty real to me.
Yeah, most cars have flowers that pop out of them that act as a parachute to let you fall down gracefully. And, you can always just chuck turtle shells at people if you want them out of your way on the highway. That's what I do.
Exactly.
That's what I do. My daughter, another fun thing is anytime she finishes, it doesn't matter. Like, once she crosses the finish line, she says, I win. So, she wins every game. She's undefeated so far. That's pretty good.
Nailed it.
Now, Tyler, I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's your question?
It's about the game itself. In the upper left, there's the stars with the 6,
Stars with
and
the
you
6.
press X. What is those?
What is those? Stars with the 6 and you press X.
Yeah, in that video, and like at the end of the race, in the top left, it has the X button, I think it is, and then yours says 0 stars.
I think it's I think you can basically get a rating on your when you've done a complete circuit. It'll like you get your trophy, which is like bronze, silver, or gold, but you can also get like a star rating for that performance, I guess, for that series of races. So like say I get first place in every single race in a 4 race Grand Prix, I'm gonna get 3 stars on that too. But if I get maybe 4th place and then 1st place and then 2nd place and then 1st place, it might be 2 stars. So it's kind of like how, I don't know, I guess your positions, how well you've done each course. Gives you a star
But this
rating.
is something that, like, if you press X, you add a star to it.
Oh, then I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no
So we
idea
both
what that
have no
is.
clue what it's about.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about then. Yeah.
If you know, let us know.
Yeah,
mail
Fred
at
is-
westloudcast.com.
I'll have to Google that. I'm not sure what you're talking about there then. If it lets you add stars, I don't know why you would do that. So yeah, there you go. That's Mario Kart. What else we got in here? My little thing. Oh, Brian.
Oh, I
No.
Googled it.
Oh, you Googled it. Let us know before
Yes.
I change it.
Google.com.
You basically are favoriting that highlight reel, and it's saved.
Interesting. Okay.
So you have to go into MKTV and delete those.
That is something I haven't even looked at all. MKTV. It looks like it's just kind of like a action cam version of your race. It shows like different angles and highlights of neat stuff. But yeah, I think that's where all the Luigi gifs come from. The Luigi death stare when
Death
he
stares.
like smokes somebody with a turtle shell and then gives them the look. That's where that comes from. I'll have to check that out though, because if you can kind of like control that and like switch between different angles and stuff, that'd be kind of neat. But as of right now, I'm just enjoying playing the game. Kat, you played the prequel sort of to Edith Finch. It's not really a prequel, but it's the game that the company that made that game made before this one. That was Muddy.
Oh, Unfinished Swan, yes.
Unfinished Swan, yes.
Yeah. Unfinished Swan, the little boy's mother is an artist, and she dies. She dies? Or is gone? Lost?
I don't remember if they said, but yeah,
She
she's
disappears.
Not there.
She's not there. And so he has to finish all these unfinished paintings, especially his favorite one, the Unfinished Swan. So you're going through this game, which is kind of a walking adventure puzzle, and you're throwing paint at blank canvases trying to find your way around the world. And you will find, like, throughout the game, I don't know what you call it, little trinkets. Hey, look at Tyler came on Heroes of the Storm.
Big surprise there.
You'll find pieces of the story. You'll find pieces of a story within the story. It talks about like a king I haven't gotten too deep in that story, but yeah, here I'm trying to figure out how the heck I get out of this area. It's really fascinating game.
Yeah, it's different. So like it's like a first-person shooter, but you're throwing paint.
You're throwing paint,
and you can't see anything until you hit it with the paint. So,
Yep.
Like there might be a bench in front of you, but you won't see it until you chuck paint and be like, "Oh, a bench just
Yep.
materialized
Will
in
you-
front of me. There it
Will
is."
you
And
run
they have
into
little.
it?
What's
Yes.
that?
Yep.
You will run into it. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everything's there, but you can't see it unless you paint it.
They have prizes that you'll get. Like you can look for like balloons and other little things to kind of get little prizes. I haven't really delved into that much yet.
Yeah, I think there are unlockables. Maybe it made it seem like
Yeah.
you've got 5 balloons.
I'm making
Go
a
to the store.
staircase.
Yeah, this game, I watched a gameplay, like a playthrough of it, I guess, a let's play of it, and it's really neat. There's different environments where more of the smack my mic, where more of the world is revealed to you, like with you don't have to necessarily paint all of it, and the story takes off into some pretty interesting places, it seems like. But I watched the ending of it because I just knew I was never going to get a chance to play it. I think this was a PS4 exclusive, PS3, PS4 exclusive, and yeah, I love that you can see. I think there's a point where you get to see like the paintings, the resulting imagery of what you did at some point
You
in the
do.
game. So
Yeah.
that's really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
I feel
I don't
like
know,
from
there's-
what little
there's
bit I
nothing
played,
like
the
it.
best parts were like when you paint up a room, and then you go somewhere up above, and you can look down and see, like where you
Yeah.
came from, and see, like a different view of it.
There was a
I thought
part
that
where it was like
felt
through
really neat.
there was like a forest with a pond and these frogs and stuff. And
Yeah,
And
I've-
fish jumping up out of the pond.
yeah, eating the paint. Like you'd throw a paint droplet into the water, and a fish would come up and jump and snatch it. Like there was some really cool interactions with the world there.
That's
I've
actually
just-
where I just got my last play was. There's actually there's more color in the world I'm in right now than here, and watching the water and interacting with that's pretty cool. And there's like a castle, and there's like you said, I don't have to paint the castle; like it's just there, so it's kind of neat. And right now I'm following the swan footprints, trying to find where the swan went.
It's a neat thing. There's
Well, look, catching them swans then.
there's a nod to it in Edith Finch too. So there's a
Yeah,
little something
Brian
there if
showed
you've
me that.
played
He's like,
this.
"You want to play this game? Look at this." That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty
But
cool.
it's ours.
Did you play this to the end, Kat, or have you finished it yet?
I'm not finished with it yet. I haven't.
We have a too many games problem in the household right now. It's pretty dire.
Well, I officially have time off work. Like I have 2 days a week off now, so I'll be able to game a little bit more. I was doing like 7 days a week here and there, and it's too
Dang.
much.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, I'm excited for you to finish this then because I've seen the end of it and it's neat. It's neat how it all comes together. So
I hope so,
That'd be cool.
and I hope I get that damn swan.
Yep. Good stuff. What do we got left? Oh, the Prey demo, Brian. You played the new Prey game.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I think you did too, didn't you?
I wanted to. I didn't get around to it.
Oh, I thought you had.
Ooh, what's this?
It's fine. It's fine. It's it feels a lot like BioShock or System Shock. It's a first-person adventure shooter kind of game, atmospheric shooter. It's a real sci-fi story. Like the opening hook is pretty good. It's like you wake up and you
Is it the
get a
Rapture?
phone call and you go to the lab and they do some experiments on you, and then shit gets crazy, and then like you wake up again and it's revealed that your bedroom is just like a simulation in the lab,
Oh my god!
which like that's all
Whoa.
just, like 15 minutes.
Way to spoil
That's crazy.
Yeah, demo ruined, but yeah. So you get like a wrench, and you get this crazy glue gun that can freeze enemies or like build stairs. The combat did not feel great to me. Like the enemies are these little shadowy, alien-looking things that dart around and shift around real fast. They can like mimic items in the environment, so you might walk into a room and that coffee mug might be a fucking monster.
Alrighty
Okay,
then.
all right.
The atmosphere is pretty well done, but the combat, at least the melee combat, felt clunky to me. I'm not sure if it's just me not being great at these kind of games. I would need a second opinion on this, but it did not feel super good.
This is
Yeah.
I
probably a
it's
game
mostly
that I'll
just-
pick up on a Steam summer sale.
Yeah, seems like
I watched
something you
quite
would
a bit
want
of
to
a
try.
stream, and
Oh
It
god, it's like something.
seemed really, really good.
Yeah, this is my jam.
seems well made. Just
Yeah.
it's not really my jam, and it's something that I could get into. Like I loved BioShock, but I'm not like I don't need any more games right now. I've got too many as it is that I'm interested in. So this is like I'll get it for $20 a year or two from now.
The
And, there's a lot of backtracking in the game, something out of like Super Metroid, where like you're in a science lab and then you find something to let you go to the medical lab and progress through there, and then you go to engineering and get something that lets you go back to the science lab and progress further from there. So it's a lot of back and forth, but
Areas
what
that
I've
you
seen
can
of it,
see
it's
but
real
can't get
solid.
to.
That
Yeah.
is something that I kind of missed in Dishonored 2 and in BioShock. I kind of like that, going back and unlocking new areas stuff, especially in these first person games. I don't know, I was desiring that when I played through, especially Dishonored 2. Like I was like, oh, I can't ever come back here. That sucks.
Less linear. I feel more like a world that you're inhabiting rather
Yeah.
than just going from one stage to the next.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's interesting to me.
Yeah, it seems like it's well made. Just, you said this is your jam. This is not my jam. Like first person anything is kind of at arm's length.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It really got me excited for the System Shock remake that's coming out.
Is it a remake?
Yes,
It is. I thought they were making System Shock 3, or are they doing both?
possibly both, but 90% positive System Shock's just getting remade.
Keep your eyes on that. Hey, I just noticed we just hit a milestone. We've now had 1,000 views on our Twitch channel. So hey, there you go! Yay!
Hey.
Yay!
Huzzah.
Thanks everybody. Appreciate it. Do I have any more games? Oh, Brian, you got a little bit of Dragon Quest Builders. I don't know why I said it like that. Dragon Quest Builders.
Yeah, got a little Dragon Quest.
Yeah, Dragon Quest.
Little builders.
Little Dragon Quest Builders. All right.
Yeah, I kind of picked that up briefly in the middle of the week because Persona 5 and Nier and Edith Finch, I was just like, fuck, I need something where I can just
I need
just fart
cubes.
out.
Give me the cubes.
Yeah, no. I
He
just
doesn't
wanted
like
something
cute
lighthearted.
games.
This game's very much inspired by Minecraft. Like it's not first person, but everything is blocks and you're breaking items in the world and crafting things out of them.
You don't say.
It's definitely linear in a way that Minecraft isn't. Like there's a town where you get quests and it's like, hey, we need you to build this. Can you go out and bring me 5 wood and 8 stone and 2 copper? I probably wouldn't have ever bothered with it, but it's got a Dragon Quest skin on it, and I've got a long-running affinity for that series. The music is the same as the overworld music from Dragon Warrior on the NES, like the first RPG I ever played. So, like the nostalgia pull was enormous with
Nostalgia
that.
was strong with this one.
Yes, very much so, and I am susceptible to that kind of stuff.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
I have always been kind of interested in this kind of thing. The Minecraft, the whole world is blocks thing is something that has been kind of at arm's length for me. I've just not been into that. But it seems like they're taking a lot of liberties here. They're like, well, yeah, the ground's all blocks, but everything else can be pretty.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't say everything is blocks, but like,
yeah,
like
like
all
the
the
people
buildings
are
and
all
the
fine, and
grounds. Yeah,
it's just it's it's voxel based. Everything's voxels. That was like a real buzzword for a while, and I don't think we see it as much anymore. But this seems like a good evolution of that, like a good blending of just traditional 3D art and blocky worlds. It's cool.
I had some annoyance with the buttons. I'm not sure if I could remap them, but like the X button was your menu button, and like circle was jump. I think triangle was to attack. So I kept on running up to things and then opening the menu.
Ever since we've had Ryan on the show, and he's talked about, like, he was mentioning how some games are better than others that let you doing that kind of stuff, like remapping buttons, so it's easier, more accessible. That is something that I check every time now, like when I play a game, especially if it's a console port or something, and it's so depressing how few games let you do that. It seems like in 2017, can we please just put the extra however long it takes to just let you code that in so people can enjoy your games.
Make it more theirs.
Yeah, it's I know we all talked about when we got our Switches, like just being able to switch around A and B and X and like change those around so it's used the same as the controllers that we've been using for the last 10-15 years. That would be fantastic. But yeah, I don't know. I don't expect it yet, and I think we should.
The story setup was absolutely ridiculous, though. It's like you're the legendary builder that was told of.
The builder.
And, like the first person I meet's like, oh my god, like you can combine things to make other things. And I'm like, bitch, where'd you get your shirt? Did you get it off the shirt tree? Yeah, I can combine things. So can you.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's fine.
It seems like one of those stories that they said, well, like we should have a story, right? Like there should be a story. Let's just, just fuck one into it real quick.
Yeah. Let me grab a napkin and a crayon. Let's bang this bitch out.
You're the builder. Did you name your character Bob?
No, it's a missed opportunity.
Damn it, Brian.
Nope.
I see you're a lady builder, so.
It's fine. It's not. This just isn't my kind of game. Like I've tried a few crafty buildy games and they just don't do anything for me. Like if it didn't have the Dragon Quest skin, I would not care at all.
There was a maybe you'll know this, Luke. There was an MMO that came out that was this. It was basically like a Minecrafty, but it was an MMO. There was like classes and stuff.
Portal Knights?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh god.
There's one Portal Knights that looks just like this.
I remember seeing something, but I never looked into it too much.
Boy, they sure don't want to just name the games in the Google thing. Trove. It was called Trove. I tried that, and Trove was not good. Well, I didn't think it was good.
No.
Probably why Google didn't know about it.
It's everything's voxels. It's I don't know. I just doesn't do anything for me.
No.
But this looks neat. I still won't play it, but it looks
It's
neat.
good for what it is. But yeah. Minecraft and Terraria and just meh.
Luke, you got way into Terraria.
Yup.
I hated the controls. I couldn't get past.
Terraria was the best investment I ever made.
Really?
Yep.
How much dollars did you put into it?
I think I spent $250
About $250.
On a Steam sale, and I got, I don't know, 40 hours or so.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
Kinda
it comes out to like
disappointing
pennies per hour.
The best investment he ever made. That's good stuff. Well, I think
could
that's
scroll through games. I could tell you exactly how many hours.
You're on the call with Tyler here, who's put like 2,000 hours into Skyrim, and you're like,
Yeah.
Oh
That's
yeah,
true.
that's pretty good. 60 hours.
the thing though is that I did well. How many times did I buy Skyrim?
Oh yeah,
I
that's
bought-
true.
I bought Skyrim. I think I only bought it once. Bought it for 360, and then
See?
I think I got a free copy of it on PC through like the retail insider thing back when we worked at that one big box store that shall not be named.
I did not sell my
nice.
copy.
Yeah. So that's that. But yeah, that's gonna do it for what we played. Let's get into some news, shall we? We should. There's the music.
Yeah, all right. You did kind of a weird voice there.
I'm
get into some
playing the
news.
music now. There's the music. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear me now? Are we good?
Yep.
All right. Darksiders 3 got announced, guys.
That's for you, Tyler.
That's for me. They can release a Definitive Edition next year if they want. I'll buy that too. So yeah, this was kind of cool. It got leaked through Amazon. There was an Amazon listing for like a pre-order for it, and I think like the next day or like a couple days later, they formally announced it because what the hell, the cat's out of the bag. But yeah, it looks like quite a departure from 2. It looks like it's going back to its roots, I think, a little bit. The first one was much more of a mature Zelda with God of War combat. The second one tried to bump a lot of RPG stuff into it, and this looks like it's going to be more ability based and not so much about your gear. So I'm real excited about that.
Now, they're not doing one of the, what is it, the Four Horsemen? Isn't this Fury, I think?
Yes, so they've taken some liberties with the Four Horsemen
Is it
mythos.
Pestilence and
Used to be
Death,
Pestilence
Famine,
and
Pestilence.
and War. Yeah,
War.
those were the original 3 or original 4. Now it's in the Darksiders universe. It's War, Death, Fury, and Strife, I think, are the names of them in this. So, yeah, Fury is the new, replacement horseman, I guess. Because I guess I don't know, how do you do Pestilence and Famine? Like that, I don't know how you'd make that like a cool video game character. Famine, and it's just like this sickly dude who, he hasn't eaten in a while. That's his superpower. So, yeah, Fury apparently is a mage type. So, the first game was your War, and he was like typical God of War kind of dude. He has a big two-handed sword and
He was
some
Arthas.
magic powers, and he was basically he was Arthas. Death was more of like a nimble Assassin's Creed-y kind of dude. He had a big scythe, but it could turn into 2 scythes, and he could use different weapons and kind of stuff. Fury seems to be a mage who can also use different weapons, but she'll have to upgrade her magic powers in order to harness different abilities and weapons. So I don't know. I'm interested in it. I'll play it. I liked the first one, and I played a bit of the second one. I haven't finished it yet, but it's one I'd like to go back to someday. You guys tried these? I think Brian has them. I don't know if you played much of them, though.
I tried the first one. I played it for a couple of hours. I don't know, a few months ago. I didn't catch them when they were new. But
Yeah. Yeah, the studio that's making it, I guess, is a bunch of guys that used to be part of Vigil Games. I think the studio is THQ Nordic, I think, who owns the rights to it now.
sounds right.
But I guess it's a lot of ex-Vigil employees, and so, it's the same people who made the original games making this. So I think we can expect another solid entry in the series, I hope. I'll be checking this one out for sure. Let's see. Square Enix parts ways with IO Interactive. I missed this one. Brian.
They did the Hitman series, which I know the last year's Hitman game was very well received. Giant Bomb called it like the best game of the year.
Wow.
So it was kind of, kind of surprising. Or like, I guess maybe the sales didn't meet with the critical reviews. So hopefully they get picked up. It's not my kind of game, but I've heard enough good things about Hitman where I'd like to try it.
Blood Money was one of my favorite games on the PS2. It's real good. It's, you know, I guess if you took something like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's kind of similar to Dishonored in a way, where like, you know, you've got a target that you're trying to take out, and each level is kind of its own puzzle, and how you get to that target and get rid of them. But the Hitman games was just, it was kind of an early example of a really good systems based game, like almost sandbox type game. There's some really creative levels. Like I remember there was one where I had to take out a guy at he was like hosting a birthday party for his daughter or something like that. And so you have to figure out how to infiltrate this party of this, you know, bad dude and get rid of him without raising any suspicions. And you have the option of like knocking out the clown that they order to come to the birthday party and like putting on his clothes and makeup and everything and infiltrating this party as a clown. That was one that always stuck out to me. But there's a lot of really good stuff.
Like very ridiculous. Like it's like in a good way. Like it's good ridiculous. And
yeah.
I guess there were like elusive targets where it'd be like, all right, here's a new mission that's only up for 48 hours. You know, kill this person in this town. And
that's cool. I haven't played.
I think people had a lot of fun with that. So.
Well, they went to
Hopefully
more episodic content, didn't they?
Yeah.
Missions were being loaded out in episodes, and they would do like special like holiday events. I think one was like kill Santa Claus or something during Christmas.
That sounds right.
Huh. Interesting.
There's like a bundled version of it out now that I've been seeing. I don't know, like a Game of the Year version or something with a bunch of DLC packed in.
So
might give it a try at some point.
So, does anyone know?
I think it's just a profitability thing. They're like, yep, the numbers came back, and you have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Interesting. Well, I wonder what will happen to them. Maybe we'll have an update on it next week when we get some more information.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. Let's see. Prey has a speed run that is clocking in at less than 20 minutes. How's that strike you, Luke?
I'm not surprised.
Most
With how the actual map is laid out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that they could either glitch it or at least optimize it to get the items you need to and do your thing.
I think there's a gun that lets you like build platforms and stuff.
Yeah, the glue gun.
Seems like it's asking for it.
So,
yeah.
I don't know details of how glitchy it is. Like, I don't know if it's like Halo glitched or not, but
40 minutes.
20. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to read the article and it doesn't really specify too much, but
Yeah,
it's pretty cool for being brand new. Having run go down to 20 minutes is pretty good.
Good stuff. And finally, Alan Wake is disappearing from retail due to expiring music licenses.
Yeah, it's weird.
That is interesting.
That one was hard to get into.
Alan Wake, one of the most disappointing games I've ever played.
It's 90% off right now. Get on it. Get it while it's hot.
Yeah, just like a game going away because the music licenses are expiring. I don't know if I've heard that before.
That's interesting. So they legally can't sell it because the music that's in it isn't licensed, huh?
And that's messed up because I know something similar has happened to GTA.
Yeah.
Not sure which one exactly, but it had a lot of licensed songs, and it expired, and they couldn't renew them for whatever reason. And I believe they just got patched out of the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it seems like it would be solvable with an update just to remove those songs, but maybe they don't. I don't know. Those cost money.
How it's made to.
Are some of the songs required for the gameplay at all?
What I'm wondering is, like, from what I hear, to push a patch out to like consoles specifically ain't cheap. Like, if you want to send out a patch for an Xbox game, it's something like $20,000 or more. I think I've heard. It's crazy. And then on top of that, it's got to get approved by Microsoft. They've got to test it and all that stuff, even just small patches. So
Might be
You
like,
know?
hey, we don't have people working on this, and we're not going to have people working on this. We're not investing more money
Right.
into that however many year old game now.
Yeah. Huh. That's interesting.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Like they could just have like an Alan Wake 2017 version that doesn't contain those tracks. Then
Right, but even like Brian said, like then you're still somebody's got to go in there and remove them. You know, if the developer
I feel like an
doesn't wanna put in more
intern in an
money.
afternoon could just remove some game files and the links from the database to those files.
Right, I know.
Throw it up
It's-
there.
Especially you and I know a little bit about how the sausage gets made in those situations, so it seems like it would be easy enough. But I don't know. Maybe there's enough background, red tape to keep that kind of thing from happening easily.
Well, maybe there's something coming up down the pipe that would force them to do another change in 3 to 6 months down the road, and they don't want to do that right now even.
Yeah, could be.
Maybe there'll be like I don't know, re-release in 2018, or they rebundle it all together. Who knows?
Renew them licenses, yo.
I don't think it's a terrible game. Like, if you're curious, now is definitely the time. Like, right now is the time.
Yeah, 90% off. That's a pretty good deal. But yeah, you didn't have high praise for it, Brian. I know we talked about it a little bit, but
Frustrating because it was so close to being something really awesome.
yeah. What was your big gripe with it? If you was it the combat?
Yeah, the combat being not great and it just feeling unnecessary a lot of the time. Like, oh, we don't want the player to get bored. We better throw a bunch of fucking zombie monsters at them to shoot while they run between levels.
Gotcha.
There's no good story reason for them to be there as far as I could see. Like, 1 or 2 is fine. 15 or 20, it's like, okay, this isn't scary and atmospheric anymore. This is just irritating.
Gotcha.
It's a shame because I love the setup.
All right, I'm going to bed.
Good night, Kat.
Adios, Cat. I think we're about done anyway here, so
Yep.
thanks for
Okay.
joining us. Well, I think that's going to do it for this week. We're going to jump back in with the What Remains of Edith Finch talk once we've got everybody back. But yeah, until then, keep an eye on... oh, shoot, I got outro music. I'll kick that in there, too. Why don't we? That'll be fine. Yeah, keep an eye on our various channels. You can find us on Twitter at QuestlogCast. You can get the show right on Twitch. I'm forgetting words right now. I don't know what's going
Words
on.
are hard.
Words are hard.
We're on the internet,
Twitch.
people.
Yeah, twitch.tv/QuestlogCast is where to find us. Big thank you to Visager, as always, for intro and outro music. You can find the show notes as well as the links to all the SoundCloud downloads at questlogcast.com. Brian puts a
Show
lot of work.
enough.
Show enough can. Brian puts a lot of beautiful work into getting, screenshots of everything, timestamps. So make sure to check that out. Give him some love. Check out his top 50 games blog while you're at it. There's some real gems in there. There's links to that right at questlogcast.com. Yeah, just hit us up. Send us an email. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, your favorite color, what's your favorite food, how's the weather. I don't know, anything. Mail. at
Pineapple on pizza? What do you say?
Yeah,
Listener.
there you go. Yeah, we want to settle this debate. So anyway,
There's a right answer.
It's
appreciate
yes.
everybody who checks out the show. You guys mean the world to us, and we will see you next week.
Yes, we will.
Adios.
Later.